is the Phil Taylor Jones Show, and boy are we happy to have you join us. Today our focus is going to be all of these various laws that have been passed in various states regarding LGBTQ, or whatever the heck it is, the community that has been in the news these days, and the fact of the matter that they are having to be sent to the bathroom of their origin and not to the bathroom that they just want to go to. I'm Phil Taylor Jones, your host, and we're going to be talking about this in depth today, this and a few other things, so we're glad to have you with us as always. Yes, as I said, one of the states in question was Mississippi, and these celebrities like Bruce Springsteen. I sometimes get him confused with Rick Springfield. But anyway, Bruce Springsteen, the boss, just canceled his performance because he didn't like the way that the law went down, that it was discriminating or discriminatory against this community of, homosexual type people. And then another person bowed out. His name is, I think, Brian Adams. I mean, all of them are trying to get their little 15 minutes of fame. They probably don't care one way or the other, but they want to jump on the bandwagon that, oh, well, I'm socially conscious and yada, yada, yada. Okay, let's pick this thing apart a little bit. First of all, I'm not against anybody. I don't condone homosexuality. I don't condemn it. If you are of a consenting age, you're a consenting adult, you're not trying to molest kids or anything, you're of the age to have a relationship. If you're a guy and you want to be with a guy, or if you're a girl and you want to be with a girl and you're a consenting adult, cool, fine. I don't care. It doesn't bother me unless you bring it to my doorstep. If you want to do that, cool. What gets on my nerves is when people of any ilk, whether they be homosexual or heterosexual or whatever, if they get flamboyant and try to force feed me or force feed other citizens their way of life, and you just got to stay there and take it, and then that kind of gets on my nerves, And this is the point here. First of all, when you go to the bathroom in a public place, yeah, it's in a public place, but it's a private thing you're doing. What are you advertising? Hey, I'm a guy dressed in women's garb, and I'm going to go to the women's toilet. Or I'm a girl dressed like a guy, and I'm going to go to the guy's toilet. I mean, if you are a transgender person, a she-male or whatever they wish to call them, lady boys, or I don't know. Some of them look very feminine. And unless and some of them go in their pre-op. Well, unless you're going to go in and just yank out your Johnson in front of all the ladies, because they certainly don't have any urinals in the women's bathrooms, unless they're very progressive women's bathrooms, then you're just going to go in there and shut the door to the stall thingy and take care of your business. Nobody is any the wiser. Now, if you're one of these types of folks and you got a 5 o'clock shadow and you're wearing lipstick and eyeshadow and everything, they're gonna know straight up you're a guy, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to the bathroom, honey. They're gonna know you're a guy, and they're gonna say, wait a minute, we don't want this guy in here. Think of the children. Parents, women take their little daughters, to the bathroom, or maybe guys will take their daughter to the bathroom and stand right outside the door and let the little girl, take care of business. And well, what's a guy strutting in there, pretending to be a woman? That's ludicrous. Okay, well, they passed a law that says if you were born a guy, indicative to the fact of how you dress, you're going to use the guy's bathroom. If you were born a girl, again, indicative to the way you dress, you're going to use the girl's bathroom. What's the big deal? This country has become so ludicrous in its thinking. This society has gone to hell in a handbasket. all these protests. They protest this. If two flies land on the same trash can, there's a protest. If a farmer falls off his tractor, there's a protest. If a red bird wears a blue feather, there's a protest. I mean, good Lord. What did they just, the sound of their own voice fascinates them? It's ridiculous. Now, these crummy stars are getting into it. If you don't want to serve people of this LGBTQ thing, cake, if they want to go and they want to buy a wedding cake, or if they want to buy some flowers and you don't want to sell to them, then that's discrimination. There was once a time when I went into a restaurant and I read a sign, "We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone." It's their damn business. If they don't want to serve you, they don't have to serve you. I remember back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and some places today, a black person go in the store, you can't shop here. You can't go to the bathroom here. You can't get a drink of water here. Poor black person is tight. They need to go to the bathroom. Whites only. You got to go 20 miles down the road or find you a bush to get behind and do your business. Where were the stars and the celebrities then? For the black folks that couldn't use the bathroom or couldn't, get a drink of water. Now, these weren't people that had any stigma tied to them other than the fact of their skin color. And they were denied privileges. Human rights, like going to the bathroom. Anybody's bathroom. All right, these people, they, choose this lifestyle, and they've become flamboyant about it. And now everybody's up in arms about their rights. Well, first of all, if you were born a certain way and you choose to change that, then that's your business. That's tough. Anything that you incur as a result of that, you got to deal with it. Unless, you're one of those really, really nice looking she-males or trannies or whatever they want to call them, and nobody can tell that you're a guy. And believe me, as most of you know, we live here in SoCal, Southern California, and Hollywood's just a throw up the street from us. And believe you me, there's been many a time when our grandmother was living, and I said, "Oh boy, that's a pretty girl." And Naz would say, that ain't no girl. I said, "What do you mean that's not a girl? She's a curvy thing." And she said, "Yeah, she's really curvy, but she's not a girl." And I looked real close. I had to look really close. And I said, "You're right. That's not a girl." But some can fool you. Okay, now if those people go in the girls' bathroom, then, they probably got it locked. But these kind of rugged looking, hard looking she's go in there, then here's this law, and it makes people nervous. As I said, that other scenario where the mother's taking her daughter in, or the father has allowed his daughter to go and he's standing outside waiting for his daughter. He doesn't want to see some guy coming in looking like a girl with a Johnson and just whipping out in front of his daughter. I mean, come on. How sick can you be? And like I said, since when is going to the bathroom a public forum? Even if it's a public bathroom. So, well, I got to go and use the facility, and I'll be right back. And you go in there and you take care of your business, you come out. I don't get this society. It's just too, it's just gone too out the yard. It's way out there and it's past left field. It's way out there in La La Land. Again, I was watching a program on telly, and these students of color, shall we say, I think the movement was "Who's Teaching Us?" or something like that. And they want the people that look like me. Well, if I'm a black person, I want a black professor in my college so I can relate to him. You're not going there to college looking for friends. You're going there to learn something. If there's a white teacher standing up in front of the class and you can't relate to him, then maybe you shouldn't be in college. They have the knowledge that you're trying to get, whether they be white or black or green or chartreuse with a plaid face. If they have a credential and they're there in, the office of professor, teacher, what have you. It is your job to go to college and learn from this person. You're the one that needs what they've got, no matter what the wrapper is. If you go to the store and you're looking for a can of soup, and it's got a white label on it that says chicken noodle soup, and you're really craving chicken noodle soup, are you telling me you're going to pass up the chance to have your chicken noodle soup because it doesn't come in a can with a black label on it, or a red label on it, or a yellow or purple label? You don't care if it doesn't even have a label. If it's got chicken soup written on it, you're going to buy it because that's what you want. That's what you need. So if you're going to college, if you're going to high school, if you're going to elementary school for that matter, and you are looking for an education, who cares what the education is, what color it's wrapped in, as long as you get it? But oh no, here comes this protesting garbage. I am so sick of these people protesting about everything. I mean, some things bear to be brought to the forefront if it's really an injustice. But I mean, things like college, getting an education, or going to the bathroom. You know you're a guy, take your butt to the guy's bathroom. You know you're a girl, take your butt to the girl's bathroom. There's all this hoo-la-la. And then there's one guy, he comes on speaking for Brian Adams, I think it was. Yeah, that's the only way they understand anything. You got to hit them where the finances are. They couldn't care whether you cancel your concert. You're the one making the money, or you're the one, in that matter, losing the money. The politicians don't care if you cancel your concert. They're not coming there to see the politicians. They're coming there to see you. And if you, well, I'm not going to play the guitar because they're treating people bad. They don't care. Their law is still going to be on the books, and you still have to follow it. If you don't, your butt goes to jail. And if you want to be flamboyant and creepy about that thing, then maybe that's where your butt needs to be, in jail. It is not your right or your responsibility to inflict your stuff on other people. We're talking about children here in the bathroom, some of them. In high school, you've got these various people and these various isms, and then they're infiltrating the bathrooms and everything else. Well, what's going to be next? People with green cars can only drive on the street a certain day because, it's our right to only drive on the street because we have green cars. Green cars matter, by the way. I'm just sick of this crap. I mean, every time you look around, there's somebody being offended, or this person doesn't want to eat pork, or this meal has to be halal, or this isn't kosher, or this. Just, if you don't want the stuff, don't eat it. If you do want it, then eat it. If you know you're a guy and you can't pass it off as a girl, then take your butt to the guy's bathroom. Big bloody deal. If you're a girl, go to the girl's bathroom. If you're a student and there's not a black teacher in there, then get what the education you can from the white one. If you're a white person and there's a black person there, you went to school to get an education. The black person obviously has been sanctioned by the state, has credentialing, has obviously done enough coursework and methodology to be in front of that classroom. So learn from the person or go home and shut up. God, what a bunch of idiots. I liked it better when people tried to, take what they have and make a joyful noise with it. We didn't have all of that crap when I was growing up. I had white teachers. I had black teachers. I had Indian teachers. I had Asian teachers. I had Hispanic teachers. And I learned from them. I can't relate to that person. You can if you want an education. Protest, protest, protest. And they'll even protest the right way. Half of them are so fragmented that they don't know what the hell they're doing, so their protests are ineffective. They're weak. So, I mean, if you're going to do anything, do it the right way. But all of this protest garbage and these little pitiful stars like Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, and he's there for climate change. Bastards got all kinds of yachts and big fine limousines and what have you. And he's crisscrossing the nation in there and he's trying to tell you how to live. And he's living the life of Riley. Get out of my face, you scumbag. I mean, come on. I mean, at least some of the celebrities, if they won't talk about things like climate change and all that, at least they're driving around in a Prius. But this bastard's driving around in Lamborghinis and everything else, telling you how to live. Get out of here, you little sniveling bastard. They should have drowned you in Titanic. Anyway, you know, it's just nuts, folks. And, you know, where it's going to end, I don't know, because now it's a trend. Every time somebody doesn't like something, they protest, they clog up the streets and you know, stop people from doing their normal things. You don't have that kind of right to do that. And a lot of them, they go way off the charts with creating all kinds of havoc and mayhem, tearing up people's personal property and doing them bodily harm and all that kind of stuff. You don't have the right to do that. Having these flash mobs go into malls and things. People are trying to shop and do the best they can for their families and spend their little money with little money they have. They don't need to have some idiots coming in talking about a protest or whatever. That doesn't mean a hill of beans just because you don't like something the way it is. If it's the law, then deal with it. The Supreme Court passed a law that these LGBTQ people, or whatever the hell they are, can get married. They can go in and shop as anybody else would. Deal with it. If they don't want to serve you, then go to another store. You can't force people to like you. And if I got to force somebody to like me, if I got to force somebody to sell me something, I don't want it. I have been to many stores as a black person. And they look at me all funny. Well, hell, this is my money. This means I've got the power. So I can go to another store and you won't get my money. Same way with them. If you're a loving male couple and you're holding hands with your boyfriend or your husband and you walk into the store and they look at you like, what the hell is that? Then you turn around with your husband and walk out to another store and, you know, maybe those people will accept you with open arms. But you're going to stand there and try to make somebody accept you? Lots of luck, pal. Or if you're a girl and you got your girlfriend, your wife with you, and somebody looks at you and says, ooh, you turn around. You've got the power. They want your money. They want your business. So if they don't want your business, hell, there's 5 or 10 other stores out there that will accept you with open arms. Well, we don't need all these protests and all of these stale celebrities trying to jump into the fray to get their 15 minutes of fame. This is ludicrous, people. Ludicrous. We have many more serious, pressing subjects that affect our daily lives in this country than to have some crap like that going on. You know, I mean, they want to, the things they should be chomping at the bit and beating on the tom-toms for, they don't do it. Like marijuana. We know we're never going to get rid of it. Reagan was one of those presidents that said we had the Reagan Revolution trying to get rid of drugs. Didn't make it. Several other presidents came after him, wanted to have a war on drugs. Didn't make it. Marijuana is one of the things that, just like back in the day, they didn't want cigarettes and liquor to be sold. What did they do? They got smart. They legalized it and taxed it. Same thing should be done for marijuana. Legalize it and tax it. Many countries have done just that. Over in Amsterdam and other places, like I think it's Norway, the Norwegian countries, some of those countries over there, have legalized it and taxed it. But everybody here, oh, the Bible thumpers, oh, that's against God, oh, that's against this, oh, this is that. Yeah, tell me something about your religious Bible thumping idiots. Some of you are some of the ones going in them confessionals and things with little kids. Some of those are, drunken, reprobates. And then they sober up enough to go to church. Get smart with this thing. Marijuana, legalize it and tax it. Stop sending people to jail. Our jails are full of people. They should be for the hardened criminals, like people who get too drunk and drive, or get too intoxicated off of things like marijuana and drive. Those are not accidents. Those are on purposes. You knowingly get wasted and then you jump in a car and expect to drive home safely and you kill up half of the world trying to get there. They should throw your butt under the jail because you had an on purpose. I mean, the things we should be looking at, we don't, because we've got this holier than thou attitude. And then the crap that we do look at shouldn't even be looked at, like abortion. I tell you, oh God, whoever decided to legalize at the Supreme Court, they need to be shaken up like some malted milks. That is the most disgusting thing I have ever heard of. A woman's right to choose. A woman has a right to keep her thighs together. A man has a right to keep his Johnson in his britches. If you bring a life into this world, carry it through, either take care of it or put it up for adoption. The only A word that I would be willing to go and abide by would be adoption. There are many loving couples out there that wish they could have a child and can't. That's where that unwanted baby would go. But you want to kill it. I've never seen a society so hell-bent on killing. But then if you kill another way, they're choicey about the killing they do. If you kill inside the womb, it's a cutesy little word like abortion. But if you kill outside of the womb, as I've said on another show, the baby was just born, handed to the mother. She obviously has postpartum depression. She throws the kid on the floor, pops his skull and kills him. The police come busting through the door, slap her and clinks, off to prison she goes. But now if she had aborted that kid, oh, it's abortion. She killed him in the womb. It's abortion. It was just a fetus. It was just an embryo. It was just, oh yeah, spin it any way you can. It's like a guy in a pizza parlor spinning the pizza. Spin it any way you want it, but murder is murder. If you're a guy and you know you're a guy, take your butt to the boys' bathroom. Girls, same thing. If you're trying to get an education, if the person is an ET, teach class. Learn from the ET. Who was somebody that looks like me? Well, hell, you may not get anybody who look like you. Get real, people. Exec, you got anything?
Well, I just want to start off from the beginning where you did and say that I do share the same opinion. I've never been against or for people having their own sexual choice. As you said, I don't condone it or condemn it. Mm-hmm. If that's what you want to do with your life, some people claim you're born that way. I talked to one person, they claim they were born that way and it wasn't their choice. If that's what you feel, I don't know how that's possible. Maybe it has something to do with genes, too much of one type of gene than the other. But if that's your choice, bully for you. I'm not going to say that's wrong. I'm not going to say you're evil, because I'm not into the religious stuff where someone's doing something against the Bible or whatever, So as far as that goes, fine. But as the law wouldn't have been chosen to be that way if that wasn't the proper way to do things. They usually go with the right way of doing things, even though government usually screws up and does things wrong. I think they're right on this one. It's too many, potential bad things for young kids, like you said. And seeing it everywhere you go, they didn't seem to have any problems with that, like maybe 5-10 years ago, something like that. It wasn't even in the news. Nobody, they were trying to get the marriage and everything. This is true, but it wasn't in the forefront as much as it is now. And it is getting a bit annoying. Not that I don't want people to get what they think they deserve. I'm all for that, but just don't be in people's faces. And if you're going to do that, like you said, don't do a flash mob. Get a permit and do it on the sidewalks or at a park where you're supposed to do it properly. And as far as abortion things go, I'm very strong on that too. Unless the mother's life is in danger, as you've said plenty times yourself, there's 3 of them, I think, or maybe 4. Mother's life in danger, person is a victim of rape, the person is a victim of incest.
Mm-hmm. And if the mother's life is in danger.
And there was one more, I think. Incest, rape, life in danger, and
I think there's always been 3.
3, yeah. Other than that, you know what happens when you don't have to be even trained in school that much. Everybody knows the little birds and the bees. You know what happens when you go in there and commit the act. If you don't want to have to keep the responsibility or take the responsibility for what happens 9 months later, then you shouldn't do it in the first place, or use proper protection, or just abstain, like you said. But it is murder, and you said it shouldn't be any difference from the inside or the outside. It's a life that didn't ask to come here and should have the right to live. And it's, like you said, insane. Society has gone so wicked that they just accept murder just because you don't want to have to be bothered with it. It's a convenience killing. That's what it is. And as far as that goes, it's ridiculous. So many people could have been born and been great leaders and invented things and helped people and been kind to people, and they didn't get the chance. And I guess that's all I can think of right now before I actually don't kind of not talk and give it some dead air that we don't need, because I don't need to be like saying, I don't know, what about that? And I'm not sure what that was. Let me try to remember what I was going to say, so I'll just hand it back over to you.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, it's just crazy the way the society has gotten. And if this is what we have to look forward to, say in 10, 15 years, then I'd like the book is spot on Saturn or something, because this planet is getting way too wiggy for me. I think you did remember something.
Yeah, I did remember something that I missed. This thing about identifying with the person that's teaching you. It would be nice to identify with the person that's teaching you. That way you could make some kind of common connection somehow in their teachings and have more possible in-depth conversations, because you have things that might possibly have in common. But as far as it goes, it shouldn't be that important if it's not the way that you want it to be, because you're not going to live with this person, you're not going to date this person. Why do you have to have something in common with them? Why do you have to relate to them when they're not going to be living with you or not going to be dating you? Like I said, it's just not that important. The same thing for me. I had teachers that were white, teachers that were black, and all other kind of races, and I didn't complain about it. It was back in the day. That's the way school was. You couldn't complain and get a new teacher. So stop playing the violin and trying to get your way all the time. The people just want to get their way all the time, and they want to say that someone else is wrong if they think they're wrong, and it's getting ridiculous, like you said, society.
I'm here. Look at me. I wanted this. I want this. I need this. I need to be accepted. I need you to love me. I need you. Oh, please, get out of here. No jerks. And it seems like we got a country full of them, society full of them. Anyway, folks, if you've liked what we've done here today and you wish to follow us and become subscribers, the button is right there, and we'd be happy to have you jump on board. And if you, have an idea for us that you'd like for us to touch on, let us know, and we'll try to get that show out for you. Take care, stay safe, and try to maintain a little bit of your sanity in this nutty world. And join us right here next time on the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Bye-bye now.